Now, let's go to story number 2 that Moody Tejor said. He said, ha ha, you got jumped in prison. All right, let me tell you guys something. Moody shrugged his shoulders, yeah? And he said, when someone said, Triggz is real, he goes, I don't know. All right. He wants to talk about stuff that happened to me, then let me explain it to you. Well, how else are you all going to know what happened to me when someone's talking rubbish about me if I don't explain it myself, all right? Like, there are so many witnesses on what happened on the day that I got jumped. And mind you, Moody's not talking about the OC thing. That's not a jumping. Remember what I said to you guys. I was so embarrassed to be involved in that brawl because it wasn't even a brawl. That's how embarrassed I was to be a part of it. So when I got out and there was all this big commotion about this big hit that they made on Mr. Big Gangster Triggz, I was like, nothing even happened. Like, what the hell? Anyway, my point is, the jumping that Moody is talking about, now that's what you call a brawl, all right? And a lot of people have asked me about a name, Alpha Colcolio, all right? Let me tell you about loyalty right now, all right? Loyalty is not just about having a brother's back, you know? Loyalty is about letting your brother know when he's in the wrong and letting your brother know when he should step away from what you are doing and go back home, yeah? And for those of you who haven't been listening into a lot of things that I've been writing and saying, 2 of my biggest comrades is Peter Vi and Lale, yeah? And everybody knows these two boys as 2 boys that go on with it, yeah? And they were Bloodline. The only way you can leave Bloodline is if you change your life and go back to God, all right? And these 2 both chose to give their life to Allah, all right? Now, I could have been like the Mafia, or I could have been like the Cartel or MS-13, where like, mate, once you're in, you're in. Like, the only way out is, you know. But no, that's not how Bloodline rolls, all right? Like, God is more powerful than anything that you have ever seen and anything that you know of, all right? And this is the reason why we have this rule. If a brother gives his life to God, then we leave him, let him be, and we give him a hug and wish him well, which is what I did and my brothers did when Peter Vi and Lale chose to become Muslims and chose to give their life to Allah. All right? On the day this incident happened at Park Lee, I was minding my own business, but I had a hoodie over my head. Like, in prison you don't have hoodies, but I had a hoodie, all right? I had a hoodie like this and I was on the phone. I was saying Happy Mother's Day to my mum, yeah? And as I was saying Happy Mother's Day to my mum, someone snatched the phone off of me. Now, when I got to this pod, I didn't really look around. Like, I was staying quiet because everyone in prison knows me. I like to keep a low profile, and I just do my own thing, and I walk my laps. Like, for those who know me inside prison, even when I'm with my boys, yeah, I still do laps on my own. Like, I don't walk around with the boys like hard guys, you know. My boys are always watching my back from afar, and if they want to walk with me, they walk with me. But majority of the time, I'm always doing my own thing. Yeah, that's how I like it. And so this day, when my phone got snatched out of my hand, it was 2005. Yeah, and a lot of people will confirm this story because they were all there, especially officers. I've had a few officers reach out to me who were like, "Far out, I was there that day." It's funny how these people talk rubbish about things that you're talking about, and now you're straightening it out. Anyway, after the phone got snatched off me, I turned my head and this guy yells at me and said, "This is a Muslim phone, not for anyone else to use." Remember, like, I'm gang related. So this guy didn't even finish his sentence and I clocked him, yeah? And he went to sleep. And when I say went to sleep, he didn't just go to sleep, he got stretchered out, all right? And then Muri Tajor was there that day, all right? A few of the Labour boys come running down after I clocked him, and I was just waiting for the inevitable, but it is what it is, that's prison, yeah? Long story short, the squad came in, they stopped everything, and no one got to me because the screws were in front of me before anything could happen. But that guy was laid out and he had to get stretched out, yeah? And I got taken to segregation, and an Islander officer who was a big boss, yeah? He came in and none of them knew that I had hit anyone, yeah? And they were checking everyone's knuckles. When they checked my knuckle, I had a bit of a cut here. Then he realized that I was the one that clocked the guy. And then he said, sorry, man, you're gonna have to go to Segro. And I was like, yeah, all right, all good. I had just got there. I'd only been there for about 2 days, all right? And I was thinking to myself, bro, what is this thing, like, the phone box belongs to everyone. Everyone can use it, yeah? But this guy snatched it off me and he said, Muslim phone only, you know? And I was like, that's what happens, you know? Like, you're in prison, mate. What do you think this is? And then I was sitting in my cell because they told me I was going to go to Segro. Guess who comes and gets me from my cell after lunch? 2 Muslim officers, all right? I get grabbed and I get taken out. Like, so I've got my property and I'm walking along with my property, and when I'm walking, it's after lunchtime, so everyone is out, every pod, yeah, is out. I'm walking with my trolley and I'm headed towards Segro. As I get towards the last wing, I'm pretty sure it was called 1A, the officers stopped me. The 2 Muslim officers stopped me, and they're like, "Oh, help! Hold on, Bayusu." He goes, "You stay in here and wait. We just go and confirm everything." The reason why I'm trying to give you that accent is because one of the Muslim guys was Indian. Yeah, the other Muslim guy was I'm pretty sure he was like some sort of Middle Eastern country. Yeah, and then I looked into the wing that he told me to go in, and all I saw was Muslim boys everywhere. And I didn't think nothing of it because I was like, hey, when I hit that guy, I was in the right. Like, who are you to snatch my phone when I'm saying Happy Mother's Day to my mum, you know? So I went in, parked my property, and I sat back and I waited for them. And then a few of the Islander boys ran up. Johnny Filipano, what's his name? Arthur Colacolio, and that bloke that all of you call X. His real name is Eric Moifili, but I think everyone calls him X. He was there as well. But the 2 main guys that ran up and started speaking to me was Johnny Filipano and Hone. And they yelled at to me and they're like, "Bro, what are you doing there in that pod?" And I was like, "Oh, the officers told me to wait here because they got to confirm my segregation." I swear, it wasn't even like 2 seconds, and all I heard was Hone like start swearing at the officers. You set up dogs, and I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't realize that these 2 Muslim screws had set me up and put me in a Muslim yard to get jumped. All right, so I'm there thinking like, yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting to go to segregation, and it was a 1-on-1, and the bloke started it. He snatched the phone off me. There's no issue. All right, and I'm standing there, and as I was standing there, the boys start yelling out more like, "Bro, what's going on? What's going on?" And then they yelled out to this guy. His name was Masi, but he was Tongan, yeah? And I'm telling you, this guy was massive. And apparently he's from Campbelltown or something. He was a giant. And when they yelled out to him, he came over to the gate and he goes, "Yo, what's going on?" And they're like, "Hey, Shana, see the Uso here?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Please watch his back, look after him. Yeah, he's one of the Usos." And he was like, "Yeah, of course. Well, what's going on? What's going on?" He started asking questions. And the boys are like, "Nah, don't worry about what's going on. Just make sure watch his back." And mind you, this guy was older than me, and he was the biggest bloke in the prison, yeah? So, Mick Ibrahim came to the door, to the gate. He was with Johnny Filipano and what's his name, and Hone on the other side. And he starts talking with Muri Tajor through the fence, and obviously they found out that the guy snatched the phone off me when I was saying Happy Mother's Day. So Muri Tajor and Mick Ibrahim were trying to sort it out and explain to the Muslim boys that I wasn't attacking a Muslim, like I was attacking a guy who snatched the phone off me. Yeah, it's not politics, it's not racial wars. So Mick Ibrahim and Muri Tajor start yelling out to everyone, all the Muslim boys, like, bro, it's not his fault, like, don't do anything stupid, because remember, I'm outnumbered silly, yeah? The guys that was on my side, I know a lot of them, but I'm not going to give them no limelight, so I'm just going to mention one name because he was the main person that got called to the fence because he was leading them at the time, yeah? His name was Bill Razak. This Razak family was involved in war. So all of you know about the Almadine and Hemsey wars, yeah? So the war from back then in my time was between the Darwich family and the Razak family. So this is Bill Razak, yeah? He was like the older one. So he was in charge. He walked over. Mick Ibrahim tried to explain to him, like, bro, the Islander kid is in the right. Like, mate, he was just saying Happy Mother's Day to his mum. And when they were all talking, I could hear bits and pieces of English, yeah? And during this time, I could hear them like arguing. And I was thinking, wait, why are they arguing? I thought Mick Ibrahim was in charge of all the Muslim boys. But I realized at that time he wasn't, because remember how I told you before there's different sects, like SECT of Muslims. So number one, it was that. Number two, the politics. Number three, the families who had big names. So obviously the Ibrahims had a big name, but also the Razaks had a big name. So the Razaks didn't have to listen to the Ibrahims, you know? And when they were trying to explain it, Muri was also trying to stick up for me and explain it, but these guys just weren't having a bar of it, yeah? I looked at my time, and it was about, it was almost going to 3, so that's lock-in time. So I thought to myself, remember, I've been through it. Like, I've been through the racial war, so I know that I have to make a move before they do. And it doesn't matter if I'm outnumbered or not. So when all the boys, they were trying to get me one of these ones, yeah, but they couldn't get one because apparently they hid it all at the Oval, and when the boys were trying to get it for me, it was getting to muster. And I thought to myself straight away, I go, there is no way I'm getting locked in today, because if I get locked in today and I come out tomorrow, these guys are gonna all have shoes, yeah? It was just unlucky for them that when I walked into their yard, they all knew that I had a big name already, because now I had taken my hoodie off, so they realized who I was. And their gate to the unit was locked, all right? Because it was locked, none of them could go back in and get anything like what they wanted. Thank you, all. And then what happened was, I thought to myself, nah, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen now. I'm not waiting until tomorrow, and then I'm going to get shanked all over the place. So, being the dumb kid I was, I walked straight towards all of them. There was a lot of. If you guys hear this story, yeah, from anyone else, they'll tell you, you know that Triggz or that Peter Baiusu, he took on 20 blokes. I've heard 25 blokes. I've heard 20 blokes. The truth is, I fought 13 guys. And the reason why I know this is because the officers begged me to charge Bill Razak. In his words, mate, you can charge him for attempted murder. You know, like, you got stabbed, this and that. But that's the truth. There was 13 guys that tried to get me that day, yeah? So I walked over and there were stairs, yeah? As I walked over to the stairs, first thing that came out of my mouth is, hey boys, who's got an issue? And all of them just buckled. Not one of them said anything. Bill Razak gets up and he goes, cuz, what do you mean? And I say, look, I'm not trying to start drama, yeah? I was over there saying Happy Mother's Day to my mom, and this bloke snatched the phone off me. And then Bill, he actually presented the reason why they were upset, and I didn't realize, yeah? He goes to me, look, cuz. He goes, let's go for a walk. And I said, I'm not going for a walk. I go, if you guys got an issue, let's sort it out here. He goes, brother, you know the guy that he leads the prayers. And I said, what do you mean? That's when I realized why Razak's and all the other boys' anger was flaming up. You know, it's because I hit someone who leads their prayers, and then I had to confirm with him. I say to him, bro, I didn't mean to hit the guy on purpose because he's a Muslim or because he leads your prayers. I hit the bloke because he snatched the phone off me. I go, why have you got an issue with that? You know, like this is not a religious thing. This is not a politic thing. Like, what's wrong with you, lad? You know? And he goes, yeah, you're right, bro. Look, that's what Mick Ibrahim's trying to explain, but the boys are upset, you know? He goes, bro, look, just come for a walk, just me and you. He goes, let's just talk this out because we don't want no issue with you either. He puts his arm around me here, and then we go walking down. As we go walking down, he starts talking some gibbers to he's like, yeah, bro, you know, like, but he's going like this, yeah. But it's just the boys, like, they're a bit dirty and that. And I was like, yeah, I know, bro, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like, this is prison. What's wrong with you? I didn't even finish my sentence, and Bill Razak threw a hit. As he threw a hit, I moved back and it missed. As I clocked him, mate, have you ever seen bees like attack a honeypot, like on documentaries? That's exactly what it was. As soon as I clocked Bill, everyone in the yard just ran at me. Not everyone, but like I'm talking about the Middle Eastern boys, yeah? 13 of them ran at me. I had guys pulling my hair. I had guys trying to uppercut me, and mate, I put every single one of them on show that day. One man, all right? So when you guys hear Eric Moifili tells this story, he doesn't ever explain that I was by myself. You remember that big Tongan guy named Mussy that was supposed to jump in for me? He left. So I fought on my own, all right? There was 2 screws that jumped in that day to try to stop it, and his name was Sonny and Tongan Joe, all right? These 2 officers that came running in that day to stop the riot didn't realize there was only one person fighting. It was just me versus the rest, yeah? And, mate, I'm not going to even beat around the bush. I dropped 2 guys there. I dropped 2 guys, and if you guys don't know about brawls, when there's too many people attacking, not everyone can get their punches in. So pretty much, if I threw one hit overhand, like, it doesn't matter where I'm throwing it, I'm going to get someone because there's too many people around me trying to freaking... Mate, my hair was getting pulled left, right, and center, and they were trying to throw it up because they couldn't. And this is what happened, yeah? The Muslim boys on the other side where Eric Moifili was, where X was, they got upset because the Middle Eastern boys on this side couldn't get me. So the Samoan kid who had nothing to do with it, he gets clocked. Why? Because they were upset that these boys, Bill Razak and that, couldn't do the job to me. Like, I put them on show, yeah? And when that young kid got dropped, I give it to Eric Moifili, yeah? He ran over to try to help the guy, and then Eric got clocked. And mind you, Eric's a Muslim. Yeah. Like, X is a Muslim, and they clocked him. Like, that's what I didn't get, yeah? And when X got hit, he fell on the ground, and I'm telling you, mate, he stood up, and he fought back, and he fought hard. You know, like, he did well. The young guy that got hit, he was just in no man's land because he didn't even know why he got hit. Like, he was just standing there minding his own business, watching the brawl on my side, yeah? As soon as all the officers came in and stopped it, I was like running here, running there, trying to like get whoever, and I was just standing there with my hair out and my shirt off, yeah? Then when the officers were like walking me backwards and trying to stop me from attacking, another guy who come out of nowhere, like I threw a hit at him and he just ran, yeah? As he ran, all the officers jumped on me because now I was just throwing punches at anyone. I didn't care. If you were near me, you were going to cop it. Yeah? They tackled me to the ground, and I could hear all this noise in the background. Yeah? When I got tackled on the ground and handcuffed, I got stood up and I was walking. And all this noise that I was hearing, I was like, what's going on? Like that. I looked up, and this is where I'm going to go back to loyalty. For all you youngsters who think you know what loyalty is, yeah, this is real loyalty, yeah? Number 1, I was outnumbered. Number 2, I didn't really know any of the Muslim brothers that were in there, except this guy that I'm about to reveal. His name is Arthur Kolokoligo. Everyone called him AK, yeah? When I looked up, everyone was like trying to help him get down. You know what happened? He tried to climb a fence. Mate, it was at least 5-6 meters high, yeah? But it's got barbed wires. He tried to put his feet through the barbed wires. He cut all his feet and all his hands because he was trying to come and help me fight. So remember that musty guy that left me with her? After Kolio saw it, so he started climbing the fence and he started trying to get over the barbed wire. And because he couldn't get himself over it, he ended up cutting all his hands and his legs. And by the time I got handcuffed and taken, and then X got taken as well, and then the young fella that got cheap shot got taken as well, the brother was still trying to get down, and then the officers ended up like handcuffing him because you're not allowed to do that. Like if you try to climb the fence, you automatically get charged with kidnapping. Sorry for kidnapping. You almost for escape. Yeah. And there you go. That's what real loyalty is. Let me tell you something. You know, Alpha called Collier, he never knew who I was. Like we had just met that day. I shook his hand and said hi. Yeah. And then I laid out that first guy, and then that situation happened. But because I was a Samoan and because I was a Pacific Islander, he went above and beyond. And this is what you youngsters don't understand, yeah? You live this life where you think, yeah, gang, gang, rap, rap, yeah? But you haven't actually lived anything. You know, like the brother AK, he did not know me. You guys are only loyal when you know each other. And you guys are only loyal when you're in a group. But as soon as you guys part ways, not only do you start talking itchy behind each other's back, you start trying to get each other's misses. You know, you start sleeping with each other's misses. Like, this is the things that I had to be confronted with inside prison from all these youngsters who are attacking each other. Mate, if it wasn't over postcode gang stuff, it was over a girl. And they were in the same gang. You know what I mean? And mate, I'm not even gonna be able to finish everything that I want to talk about because it's already past 1 hour, yeah? But I wasn't even supposed to talk this bloody long about Muri Toujours belittling on me, yeah? I had to straighten everything out. And he was there when this happened. So when he's shrugging his shoulders and he said, I don't know if this blood Triggz is real or not, mate, let me tell you something. He knows, all right? And yes, he's been through a lot himself, but I've never belittled the things that he's been through, you know? I've never ever said a thing about him. The only reason why I brought up that jumping was because he put himself up on that pedestal. He's the one that had the limelight on him, and then he got crushed, you know? And that's what I was trying to say. Like, now that the limelight is on myself, this may happen to me. You know what I mean? Like, God willing it doesn't, because I'm only on this bloody platform to give my knowledge and also my love and respects to everyone that's supporting, but my knowledge to those youngsters out there. This is literally why I'm on here putting my head on show. Is for all you young guys out there. So you understand that this is not the type of life that you want to live. I'm not trying to be a role model. Yeah, get that through your head. I'm not trying to be a role model. Like, all I'm trying to say is, see this life that I've lived? Here's my story. Learn from it. Trust me. You're going to end up in jail for the rest of your life. You're going to end up dead, or you're going to end up a bad junkie. You know, a lot of close brothers of mine have passed away from these 3 things. All right? Hey, if I had shown you guys the amount of stuff that I was about to talk about tonight, I can't believe this bloody 1 hour has gone on over Muri Toujours ranting that he did yesterday or the day before. But how else am I going to explain it? You know, like that brawl that happened at Park Lee, that wasn't just the end of the incident. Like, for those of you who don't know about racial wars, when something breaks out, it pops off at other prisons. So when that thing happened to me there in Park Lee, Richie Nemo and Moa Sua immediately attacked the Middle Eastern boys at Silverwater, and then my brother, 212 Heat, and Johnny Bander immediately attacked the Middle Eastern boys at Long Bay. But this is what I'm saying to you guys. It's not about that. This was an era where it was tit for tat. I'm not trying to bridge up about what happened in the aftermath or what happened later on, yeah? This is what it was back then. It was real war, you know? What's happening now with all this stuff. Like a young kid just got stabbed. Was it yesterday or today? I don't know. I just seen it on my social media. Like, why? Like, this is what I don't understand about you guys. Like, have your kids or have your nephews and cousins watch what I'm saying, yeah? Like, this kid who is inside prison, these guys who were involved in this train station thing, I think it was up at Mount Jewel or something, and the young guy passed away. Mate, they're going to learn the hard way now. They're going to end up in prison and they're going to get charged with murder, yeah? And guess what? They're going to sit in there and they're going to get religious. They're going to complain about everything. And you know who suffers the most? Not them. I didn't friggin' suffer. I lived like a king in prison. No matter what prison I went to, friggin' everybody knows, you know? I'm not bridging up about it. I'm just saying, I did not do time hard. You know, what was hard on me was seeing my parents and my wife struggle to be there for me emotionally, because they had to take care of all the family stuff outside. You know what I mean? You know, there's guys like me who can handle prison, and then there's guys, which is pretty much majority of the guys inside prison, who just fail miserably at doing time, you know? And yeah, even though I lived like a king every prison I went to, I missed my parents. You know, like I wanted to come home and take care of them. You know, I lost my grandma. I lost my grandfather. You know, my parents were sick. Like, my mom had a heart attack. My dad had a stroke. And where was I? Trying to be a freaking gangster inside prison. Mr. So-called, I did what I did because I wanted to take care of my parents. Yeah, what happened? I ended up in prison and I couldn't take care of my parents. You know? I'm going to leave it at that, guys. So, before I leave, I'm just going to say big love and respects to everyone that sent gifts through. I apologize for the delay on coming live. Like I said to you guys, I'm trying to make this as perfect as possible for you. And my brother Classic and the rest of the team that were involved, they're doing their best, you know. And look at this. Like, I came on here before and I look like rubbish. And tonight, I'm looking a little bit like a star, yeah. Also, a big thank you as well to all my sponsors, and big love to all my family, especially my dad who's in hospital right now. And to all you youngsters out there, please remember, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing my story, and it's up to you whether you learn from it or not. My love and respects. It is what it is with Triggz. I'm out.